Pappas on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
They're going to move this blackboard so that I can see your face when you get upset with me. Trees of green, yes. Red roses too. Good morning, WVON listeners. This is Pappas and you. And I think to myself, yes, I'm thinking to myself. Good morning, Chicago. I got a wonderful guest here with me this morning. I have Pastor John Harrell with me this morning, and we're going to be talking a whole lot about that, but I see a blue and clouds of white. What a city. What a city. I keep getting notices about who's getting shot all the time. Oh, Lordy. But I've got somebody with me this morning who is doing something about making the city a better place. I got Pastor John Harrell with me this morning. Tell me about Black Men United.
Good morning, Pastor Harrell here. Black Men United is an organization that was started some 3 years ago during the pandemic. And it's real simple. All we were trying to do was change the trajectory of our communities. Me and three other young brothers who were formerly incarcerated for 25 years each, respectively, Anthony Prince, Terry Young, and Johnny Jackson. And so what we have done...
The nicest guys you'll ever meet. And I work with them every Saturday. I go out where they go, Pappas goes.
Yeah, all we're trying to do is just paint a different picture, tell a different story, and share a different narrative about black men in America that's positive, productive, and progressive while building bridges and not walls, making sure that we're not anti-anybody.
So this is exciting for me because it's about giving people a second chance, and we keep talking about how it is that we're going to improve things in communities. Here's guys that were incarcerated for 25 years each, and what are they doing? They are out being a different kind of African-American model for people in the community. So what is it that we do on Saturdays, Harrell?
Well, we show up with all of these wonderful trucks and items that are donated to us by our mega partner, World Vision, who have entrusted me with so many items that they get. As a matter of fact, we come with about 4 or 5 trucks, and we just give away free air fryers, free hand sanitizer, face masks, Lysol wipes.
Diapers, Christmas gifts, Legos, you name it.
That's right, that's right. And then the treasurer comes out there and she take over everything. She's the new official chairperson of Black Men United. We all working for her now. And she just order us around and make sure that we're being a blessing to the community. And so it's a wonderful partnership.
It's a great partnership. It's a partnership between an African-American man and a white woman who've decided that they're going to bridge the gap between the two communities. So I have taken him and we have gone. Tell them what we did with Ukraine. We affiliated with Marta Farian, my Cook County deputy treasurer in the Ukrainian community on the west side. And for the refugees in Ukraine, what did we do?
Yeah, we sent some 15 tractor trailers to Ukraine full of those same items, diapers, a lot of building supplies and medical supplies that they're in such need of.
And to Buffalo, New York?
Yeah, in Buffalo, New York, we sent 2 trucks down to Buffalo, New York to stand with our brothers and sisters down there to speak out against the senseless act of violence. And an attack on any of us is an attack on all of us. And so we stood lock, stock, and barrel with them and World Vision.
In Texas?
And in Uvalde, Texas, we went down there and did the same thing. We went down and sent 2 trucks down to Uvalde, Texas, to just stand with our brothers and sisters there as well, to let them know that they're not by themselves.
And that's why we start this program, WVON listeners. Listen up and call 773-591-1690. We're going to answer your questions about property taxes and whether or not you have refunds. But we start this program every week with Louis Armstrong. I think to myself, what a wonderful world. And it is wonderful because we are able to team up with Vision America and do these things. And this Saturday, for the alumni of Marshall High School at 3248 West Adams, Harrell, what time are we going to be there and what are we doing?
We're going to be there at 11 o'clock. This is my coming out. I graduated at great magnet school of institution called Marshall High School in 1989. I didn't graduate.
I was
magna
still
cum
drinking
laude.
milk.
I wasn't a super cum laude. When I walked across the stage, they said, "I thank you, Lord." And so we're gonna be there. I'm coming out. Haven't been back in 30 years. I do all this wonderful stuff around, and I have not been back to my alma mater. And so this is my coming out, and I'm bringing the treasure with me so that she can come out there and take over there as well.
So 3248 West Adams will meet you there this Saturday at 11. We had an event with Ken Bedford yesterday at 117th and Loomis, and there were over 5,000 people there, and everybody didn't get something. So we gave them tickets, and they're also showing up at Marshall High School. So anyone who wants can come. We will be there giving out different things. We are also about to form a relationship with Frank Spula. He is head of the Polish National Alliance. As I said, we're branching out. We are trying to help those in need around the world. We are going to ship goods. We found a Polish vendor who's going to ship to Poland. Get this, 3.5 million people have moved to Poland from the Ukraine, and the Polish people have welcomed them into their homes. Listen up, Chicago, welcoming people, refugees, into their homes, and we are sending products there to assist in this endeavor. So a shout out to Frank Spula. Harel and I are going to be meeting with him this week. And finally, we are teaming up with the executive director of World Vision on the phone this week. We just had 14 Latin American countries into the office to see our property tax system, and we are excited about the fact that we are going to open up some new cities in Mexico. We are opening up some new cities in Mexico. So call 773-591-1690. This little WVON program has hit $139 million in refunds.
Wow. 139. That's awesome.
With $139 million in refunds to the African American community. That is phenomenal. I got to tell you, when I was out yesterday on Loomis, people are running up to me and say, "Hey, Pappas, I listened to you on VOL. Hey, I fixed my roof. Hey, I took a trip. Hey, I bought a graduation gift for my friend." $65 million just in the city of Chicago. And get the African American suburbs. Bellwood, $4.5 million. Calumet City, $10 million of $500 and $600 and $700 checks. Markham, $3 million. Mattinson, $4 million. Call 773-591-1690. Shout out to South Holland. We've given them $6.5 million. So for some fun news, we've got our caller Monica Wharton on the line. Hang in, Monica. We're just going to do a few good news things here. A firefighter got called to a vending machine. This lady goes, puts a bunch of quarters in California into the vending machine trying to get a Pepsi, and she hears a cat meowing. She called the fire department. The fire department showed up in California, heard the cat meowing, took the Pepsi machine apart, took the cat out, and now in California, because they don't have anything else to do before they jump into the Pacific, they are trying to decide what to name this cat. Should they call it Pepper, Pepsi, or Pep?
Say what?
Or maybe 7-Up.
Oh, 7-Up. 7-Up. Now, get this. If you eat fish every day, it reduces your chances of getting Alzheimer's by 50%. Harel, can we have some fish? What?
Man, I'm going to eat some fish today.
I want to eat some fish. If you eat a double dose, will it increase your chances of not getting Alzheimer's by 100%? Get this. Get this, what just happened in Highland Park and what's happening everywhere. Paramedics in England have created a new invention. It is called a jetpack. You put it around yourself just the way you would a bulletproof vest, and it allows you, instead of getting in an ambulance or a helicopter or walking 25 minutes by foot to get to somebody who's been injured, it gets you there, flies you up, and gets you there in 90 seconds. Can I have one of those jetpacks? It takes me 25 minutes to walk to the office. I could get there in 90 seconds. Really? Can you see this? Here comes Pappas flying down the loop.
That's right. The flying preacher.
The flying preacher. Can you please see, Andrew Jadico, if you can get money in the county budget to get me one of these jetpacks? And also, 60% people are sick and tired of being tied up, just like Harel said. He's going out to Marshall High School this weekend for his reunion. 60% of people in America are doing reunions this summer, either with their family or their friends. And I am doing my 55th year class reunion in Wheeling, West Virginia this year. I am so excited. The first weekend of August. And finally, if you're totally bored, WVON listeners, call 773-591-6090. But get this, you can go to Sweden, and between May 20th and September of this year, you can rent a tree house and live in it, and is being marketed as being out in the woods and away from everybody. How about that? Say what? Get away from everybody, huh?
Man, that's crazy.
Huh? Yeah. Do people not have anything better to do? I say get out of the house and do something for somebody instead of isolating yourself. So now we've got, and don't forget, 3248 West Adams, Marshall High School, 11 o'clock this Saturday. I will be there with Harrell and Black Men United. We will be doing giveaways. So we have on the line Monica Wharton. Hey, Monica.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm doing good.
What have you been doing since the last time I talked to you?
I'm sorry, could you repeat that?
What have you been doing since the last time I talked to you?
Oh, working. Working and taking care of the house and just, the normal things that everybody has to do.
Where are you working?
It's for a television station. It's a rival to WLS. I won't say which one.
Oh, so you do something for them, right?
Yeah, I work behind the scenes. I'm sort of like technical.
Okay, so tell us about your husband.
Well, Terry is, I shouldn't say any names, but anyway, he will be 70 this year.
Huh.
And
he's younger than me. How old are you?
I really don't want to say, but I'm very, very close.
Okay.
Very, very close. There's only a couple of years separating me and my husband. And so, but I always exercise and everything like this. I'm in great shape.
You're in great shape?
You sound like you're about 32.
Thank you.
What do you do when you exercise?
I walk, and back when I was a lot younger, I used to go to the health club 3 to 4 times a week.
So now you just walk?
And now I just walk. And now I tell him all the time because he's like really, really, like out of shape and feeble. And I can remember when I was exercising 3 or 4 times a week. He's like, yeah. I say, check it out.
So it's catching up with him, huh? That he didn't do anything all those years?
Yeah. No, he hated the exercise. I'm telling you.
Well, I want to tell you something. I was with a guy this weekend who is an avid believer in elastic bands. And the reason he believes in elastic bands is because you don't need to be in a gym and you don't need to be anywhere in particular to use elastic bands. And they come in different colors. They come in yellow, green, red, blue, and black. And it increases by strength, by the color that you have. And you can do biceps, triceps, front lifts, deadlifts.
Yeah, right.
You can do just about anything with these bands. And I did an hour and a half workout this morning with elastic bands. And
that's all you need. That's all you need.
And by Christmas, I'm going to get to the red one, which is the hardest one. How about that?
Wow.
Yeah, that's my goal.
Fabulous.
Yeah,
Well,
so
now that's my goal. Now I got to go out and get some elastic bands.
well, I got to tell you, you can sit on just in front of the television set and do it. So there's no excuse for not moving. None. It's not because the gym's closed. It's not because you got to wear a mask. You can do this while you're watching TV. In fact, if you're really good, you can use your hand to do the mouse with your computer. You can put your foot under the elastic band, and you can do bicep curls with your left hand. No excuses, WVON listeners.
No excuses.
So tell me, what did your husband do?
He was in the same business. He was maintenance. He would fix things. he virtually could fix anything. And if he didn't have even at home, if he didn't have a tool, he would invent the tool.
How many kids you have?
We have one son.
Where's he?
He's in Colorado, and he's a diesel tech. He fixes anything diesel.
So he got the genetic makeup from your husband, huh?
Yeah, because I can't fix anything.
But you can exercise. Come on, don't beat
right.
yourself up.
That's right.
You can exercise. So how'd you find out about this WVON show, and how'd you find out about all of this money that you're going to get back?
Well, because now, he's so, feeble. It takes him like a half hour to get from one side of the kitchen to the other.
How much does he weigh?
He's very slim now. He's like 145 pounds.
So it's just muscle atrophy? It's just his muscles aren't working? Huh?
From not moving.
From not listening to you. Forget about moving.
Right.
He didn't listen to you, right?
Right.
You smack his hind end, huh?
Hated to exercise. So if you can keep it moving, that is the best thing you could ever do for yourself.
Let me ask you something. Is he on a cane or a walker?
Both.
Both?
It's like he hates the cane, he loves the walker, but the walker is like, I feel like the walker is, not really exercising his muscles. Because you put so much more of your weight on the walker than you do like a cane.
I think a lot of WVON listeners are identifying with you. We get a lot of calls from people who are disabled and like stuck on the couch and, just, not moving around at all. Yeah?
No, his brother and I, have, kind of made it our mission to get him up off the couch and get him moving. And so now he's moving a little bit more. And as he moves a little bit more, he gets better. But, it's like, so he never took any exemptions or anything, after he became, got 65. And then I started doing some reading and just hearing you guys do this special thing, with, what was it, WLS?
Yeah, we do a phone bank with Channel 7. We have delivered, after 5 phone banks, $23 million with Samantha Chapman. And we're really excited about that. We're going to be doing another one in the fall. And the last one, we did $3 million in 6 hours. That is a whole lot of money to give back. So did you find out about us on Channel 7 phone bank?
Yeah, I did. And I was like, oh, wow. I was like, because there's no way he's getting downtown. Like I said, it takes him 30 minutes to walk from one side of the kitchen to the other. And so I kind of was like, okay, well, he needs to find out, if he's owed any money. So I tried the first phone bank. I didn't make it in. But this phone bank, I was right there. I was probably like number 1 or 2.
So what happened? You call the phone bank number. Listen, VON listeners, if you don't have a computer and you're disabled and you've got a phone during the week, you can call 312-443-5100. If you're disabled, we'll send Manny out to help you. We actually
Manny, he was fabulous.
He came out there. Tell us what happened when Manny came out there.
Oh, man, it's so funny because I was giving them instructions. I was like, okay, now pull up to the gate. Okay, now push this. Push the bell. The guard will let you in. So I came down, because he came to my job because we have to have somebody watch my husband. He's so feeble, in the morning. So, he can't fill out any papers or anything like that. Because, like I say, his
well, you got your hands full. You got your hands full, Monica.
Yeah, his physicality is like way, way down. So anyway, Manny, I said, well, can you come bring the papers to the job? So he was like, they were like, yeah, David, and everybody in your office was great. So Manny came, brought the papers. We went through the papers. He even helped me. He just didn't hand me a bag. He's like, okay, bye. He was like, hand me, the papers and said, okay, this is what has to happen.
And so the thing is, hey, WVON listeners, Pappas's staff will come out to your house if you're disabled and help you fill out the papers. We've had paraplegics that couldn't even get to the door. We had to have a relative open the door so that we could go in. So, yeah, we're out there helping people. So let me ask you something. Do you know how much money you're getting back?
Somewhere around $5,000, which will go toward my husband's care.
VON listeners, get this. She picks up the phone, calls Channel 7. We send somebody out to her house, and get this, for 2018, she is getting $1,350. 2019, $1,300. 2020, $1,384. 2021, $1,300. Why is she getting this money? Get this, African American listeners on VON. You can go back 4 years. Get to cookcountytreasure.com. Put in your address. If you scroll down, you will see whether or not you have received your exemptions. A homeowner, you have to have lived in the house for over a year. Senior, over 65. And senior freeze, over 65 and under $65,000. That totals up. They were missing all of this. This poor Monica, who's trying to help her husband walk and move and is trying to get him to exercise, is going to get $5,334 back 6 to 8 weeks after we fill out the forms. Monica, what are you going to do with all that money?
Put it toward his care. Have somebody, help him out during the day, things like that.
While you go to work?
Right. While I keep.
What I have found very, very difficult is that it's very, very difficult to find someone who wants to come into the home and do elderly care. How do you find someone to do that?
Well, mostly from other relatives who had to go through it. They know the name of somebody or, an agency that,
How much do they charge?
Well, I'm finding out, but it can be reasonable. It depends on which agencies you use. That's the thing you have to do. Just like with the property taxes, you got to do your research.
Amen.
So you can do your research and find somebody reasonable, and it depends on how many hours for the day that you need them.
Could you imagine all of the people that, for example, the Treasurer's Office has given back $139 million back to families. Could you imagine how many of those families are in the same situation as you, that this $4,000 or $5,000 that you just didn't know that was coming to you, how much it is needed in the family to take care of the family. And so I want to commend the Treasurer's Office and her staff, because if it was not for outreach, God knows how much money would be owed to these families in the community. And so let's tip our hat off to the treasurer and her team for a job well done. $139 million.
Yes.
Yay!
Hey, Monica, do you go to church?
All the time.
Okay, so I want Harrell to tell you the two churches that he's at on Sundays.
Yep. I have the pleasure of serving two congregations. One is in the beautiful city of Maywood, Illinois, where I succeeded a civil rights trailblazer, former Black Panther. His name is Bishop Dr. Claude Porter, wonderful soul, and he allowed me to come in and to pastor that church as time has progressed. I've been there some 7 years now. And then on the west side, there's a church called New Hope. It was an old trailblazer by the name of Singing Sammy Lewis. And that church was in the middle of Cabrini Green, and so I pastored that church as well. And so we're blessed.
What's the address of the
The
second
address in Maywood is 1116 South Fifth Avenue.
What time's that start?
That congregation starts at 9:45. Worship starts sharp. And then if you get there at 11:30, we're on our way home. And then on the west side, we start at 12 p.m. And likewise, if you get there at 1:30, we're on our way home to watch the football game.
Don't they have good food after the services?
They have excellent food after service, but if you eat too much of that stuff, I'm a slim guy. I like to stay slim and trim.
I tell you, you getting that fried chicken in the basement.
Oh,
it's
man.
something else, huh? And they make it from scratch.
Every
This is
Sunday.
every Sunday, right? You want some good food, Monica? Show up at one of those places and hit the basement
oh my
after
God,
the
macaroni
service.
and cheese with more cheese than macaroni. So
Oh my God.
All right, Monica, we want to thank you for coming on. And
No problem.
God bless you, and I wish your husband well, and you just keep ragging on him and he might get better. Yeah. So, hey, VON listeners, we are going to be here again next Monday. And don't forget, show up at 3248 West Adams this Saturday. Harrell and all of his guys that are the greatest, who are former incarcerees, and I will be there giving away products and making this a better world. I love this show. It is amazing that this little half-hour show has prompted $139 million worth of money, poured it back into the African American community. Hey, Louis Armstrong, you come on up out of that grave and give a big shout out to Black Houses Matter.
That's right.
We love you guys, and we'll see you next week. And it was great having Harrell here with me.
Thank you all. God bless you.
Bless.
The talk of Chicago and the voice of the nation is 1690 WVON, Berwyn, Chicago.
I'm Alexandria Ikamoni.
And I'm Ray Harris on your home for 24/7 News, the Black Information Network.
Faith leaders are pleading for peace in Akron, Ohio, following the police shooting death of Jalen Walker. Members of United Pastors and Mission offered support for Walker's family earlier, calling it every parent's nightmare to find out their child has been killed.
What is worse than that is to find out that the child has been killed not by one person, but by 8 persons, in particular 8 policemen. What's worse than that is to be killed not only by 1 bullet, but to be killed by 60.
That's Cleveland pastor Larry Macon. The organization is calling for a full and transparent investigation into Walker's death. The 22-year-old was killed when he ran from his car after police say he fired a gunshot while driving. Pastors who spoke said a mindset of love your neighbor as yourself is needed in Akron right now, and the mayor is asking for calm while the investigation continues.
The investigation, which is being conducted independently, will take some time to work through.
The suspect in May's deadly mass shooting at a Buffalo supermarket will not be getting a lengthy delay in his trial.